Hello, friends. We are here on Facebook Live. We are going to make this gorgeous card. I'm going to call it a mixed metallics card. It's using some new product that we have. They're called online exclusives. And you can own, the name is true. You can only get these online. Of course, you want to order them from me because you get special goodies when you order from me. But the only way to access these products is online. Okay, so you can't go to a catalog and see these products. I'm super excited about this. Stampin' Up! Is on the cutting edge of the market of buying craft products and recognizes that lots of people shop online, myself included. And so every so often, they will release new products that are only available online. So this card is created with the stamp set called Irresistible Blooms. Who doesn't love a gorgeously scripted font with very versatile sentiments and a powerful flower, okay? So we have all of that, and of course we have coordinating dies. Let's see. I've got most of them out, I've used, but there's a cool circle die, but there's all kinds of flowers and leaves galore. So you definitely want to add this bundle to your collection, your flower garden. It's unique. It's very cool. So let's get started, and I will tell you that I went round and round about what to use as a base, and nothing seemed to work except for something metallic. There's a lot of metallics going on here, but I just didn't want to lose any of the card in the background. So nothing really seemed appropriate to me except for a metallic. So we're going to use this rose gold foil. Okay, so you may have seen this before, but it's basically a fabulous collection of rose gold. There's one that's really shiny, one that's kind of prismatic, and one that's more matte, and they're all gorgeous. You can really use them interchangeably. And then I'm going to start with strips of this is called Naturally Gilded Designer Series, Specialty Designer Series paper. And it comes in a gold version, a silver version, and a rose gold. So you can see these two have a white background. This one has a vanilla background, but I wasn't going to let that stop me. I wanted to use them all on one card. I don't know why. I was just feeling very extra today. So these strips are 1 5/8 by 4. I will write that down for you. 1 5/8 by 4 is the designer paper strips, okay? And we are going to, at first I was going to use my blending brush, but I really wanted a more bold background, and I wanted the metallics to really pop. So I am doing what I'm calling direct stamp, the ink pad direct to paper. So we're going to get ourselves a nice, easy place to do this. And we're just going to, I'm starting with Petal Pink here. I'll show you the colors that I'm using. My Petal Pink one has the least ink, so it takes a little bit longer. But you are just going to, and you don't want to do too much of that with it hanging off because it'll make a mark, but just kind of, you want to just directly put that piece of designer paper into that ink. So we're using Petal Pink, Flirty Flamingo, and Calypso Coral. This is like the trifecta of spring, in my opinion. These three pinks, they kind of, I like to do them in this order, but you can do them in other orders, but I like them, well, that's pretty too. Either way, they just complement each other. All right, so the next one I'm going to use is Calypso Coral, and I'm going to use that one with my rose gold. Actually, I'm going to use that one with I decided to use the Calypso Coral with the vanilla one because it's the darkest background already. So say hello if you're here. Oh, hi, Margaret. Good to see you. All right, so we are going to just directly put our strip down, and we're going to, so we're just getting this background, and you just kind of smear it across. You may get a little ink on your fingers, and that's okay. Don't worry. And also don't worry about the ink that's on the metallic part. We're going to take care of that in a second. So there's your other strip. And then your third strip is Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to use that with our rose gold metallic piece. And we are going to get that flirty. So you're just going to keep, and I kind of like smeared around. You can see this is a very fun and forgiving technique. I've seen someone recently do this with Memento Black on this paper too, which is a really cool effect. So you've got your strips. Now you can see there's a little bit of extra ink on the metallic because it's not going to soak into the metallic. So what you're going to do is take any old rag. I've got a old wipe on the table. It's dry. And you're just going to run over that metallic part, and it will clean that right off. So your metallic color will pop right back on through. So you can see that gold is clean as a whistle. And we're going to go in here and wipe off this rose gold. So now they're really popping again. Are y'all loving this so far? I do. I think it's gorgeous. Okay. So now we are going to fix these little pieces down to our rose gold base. First, the way I do this is I just eyeball them first. Get them eyeballed. And then I just pick them up one at a time. And that helps me be able to center them properly. So you're giving basically equal space to the space around them as you would to the space between them. And that's fabulous. So there's our 3 strips right in a row. So that's our gorgeous background. And this designer paper does have an up and a down to it, like the patterns grow upwards. So do make attention to when you cut your paper that your flower patterns are facing upwards. Hello, Barb. Good to see you. Hope you love this gorgeous flower card. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp this flower from our Irresistible Blooms stamp set onto, this is our set we're using. Remember, this is only available online. Now, I'm going to use the Calypso Coral, and you just need a scrap of Calypso Coral. Now, I wanted this to be darker, so I'm getting it nice and inky, and I'm going to stamp it really hard. This first one wasn't really dark enough. I love that one. It's a little bit darker. Could even go darker if my pad was inky. All right, so we are going to pop this in our emboss machine. And of course, because of Stampin' Up, we're going to have a coordinating die that goes with this stamp set. Sorry, that's for the bigger flower. We're going to use it with our smaller flower. Now, in case you're wondering, we do sell a gorgeous designer paper with this called Hello Irresistible. And I'll show you that in a second. I'll show you some projects made with it. And these dies do cut out the flowers in that paper. So yes, it's fabulous. I'll even show you what I'm talking about here, because I've got it right next to me. We had Technique Club this weekend, and we used our gorgeous designer paper with our flower dies. So you can see this is one of the sheets. Our big flower die fits it perfectly, and our small flower die fits it perfectly. So there's we counted about 56 flowers you can get out of one pack of paper using just those dies. So the dies are indispensable. You've got a 3/4 inch by a couple inch, 2.5 inch strip here. And I went ahead and got bold and stamped that sentiment from my stamp set with Early Espresso, just because I wanted it to really show up. And if you so choose, you can cut a little V in it just to make it fancy, fancy. Now I'm going to go ahead and adhere this joker, sorry, to the back of my, I put that. I'm going to adhere that to the back of my flower. And I'm going to pop that on. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to put some adhesive over here. And I have used these leaf dies from the Irresistible Blooms dies to cut out 2 copper leaves. So here we're pulling in more of the metallics, but we're keeping it cool because we're using the same color that we're focused on. You could pop in some silver, and you could pop in some other colors there if you wanted to. No one would fault you for that. We're just going full metallic here. This is in fashion. This is everywhere. You don't have to match your metallics every time. Trust me. All right, so we're just gonna put this gorgeous flower here. And then I chose these sequins. They're called gold faceted sequins. And I just put one right in the middle of that flower just to help it pop. And I will tell you that I used a crumb cake base to put this card on. So, and I don't know where it is. It must have fallen on the floor, but you'll just adhere that to a crumb cake base, and you can pop a white in there if you want. Or I write on crumb cake all the time, but some people prefer white inside. So there's your gorgeous flowers card using the Irresistible Blooms. What size is the copper piece that you attached to the strips? Oh, sorry. The copper piece is 5 1/4 by 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So just your standard size for your card front. So 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. All right. Now, I want to show you some other cards that I have made with this set of online exclusives. Remember, only available online. I have a flyer, but the flyer is already outdated. These were so popular, they sold out quickly. It looks like, from what I can tell, they're going to be reordered. Some of the items on the online exclusives will be reordered if they're very popular, and some of them won't. So you just, if you see something you like, don't delay. All right, these are 2 cards made with this suite, and we do have 3 new embossing folders. You can see this one is a gorgeous, like, hatching type of folder. Got more hatching there, and you can see I cut that flower out with my dies. And then at Stamp Technique Club this weekend, if you're not in that, you should be. It's super fabulous. We learned so many cool things. We learned the pleated shade technique, and we learned that with this Hello Irresistible Designer Series paper. Isn't that cool? And then we made a couple of other gorgeously simple cards with that suite of products. And here is a card I directly copied from Amy Cohender's with the Irresistible Blooms. The Naturally Gilded Specialty Designer Series paper. So I hope you enjoyed that, and it really inspired me to kind of take it up a notch here and really pop out with this fabulous card. Now, when you order these exclusive online products from me, or anything from me, if your heart is set on something else, when you spend $50, then you will get a free embellishment. Or you can choose a free celebration item. Just message me and I'll tell you what I have left. I have a number of items left. Actually, I think I can hop over here and grab them. So, I love celebration, and I have some extra goodies left over. I had a big order recently, right at the end. So we have owls, we have thanks a bunch, we have sending support in the country, beautifully happy, and we also have this gorgeous designer paper that sold out quickly, and we've got this Dandy Designs paper. Okay, so just place your order and let me know which one of those items you would like, or you can choose a free embellishment when your order is $50 or more. These orders need to be in by Monday. Okay, guys, I appreciate you watching me, and I hope that you have a fantastic week. Bye-bye. You're welcome, Margaret.